And the Tema West Municipal Assembly has demolished some structures erected on waterways around the Lashibi drain. This follows a directive from the Greater Accra Region Minister Henry Quartey for the buildings to be pulled down. The sighting of the buildings, including that of the assemblyman of the area, is said to cause serious flooding when it rains. According to the MCE for Tema West, Adra Moako, who supervised the demolition, several attempts to get developers to stop building have been unsuccessful. She's warning today's exercise is only the first of a series to be conducted by the Assembly ahead of the rainy season.
The minister's concentration was particularly on this building because it was just close to where the bridge is being constructed. When you look at the big bridge over there, have you seen it? Yeah, it's being constructed. And so it is close to this particular building. And that's the more reason why it was so alarming. So the minister was just passing by and he saw, how can somebody build close to a bridge that is being constructed? And then at the same time, pipelines are also here. And it was like, what is going on? And it attracted the minister to be here to come and have a look.
It's good to have the minister trigger this whole action, but
yeah,
we're saying that as an assembly, and we're hoping that the assembly is responsible.
Yeah.
Is it not okay that you extend it to all the buildings that you have?
As I've already said, we are going to, this is just a beginning. Okay. And so expect more from us. Okay. Yeah, okay. We're going to do more, not only with people that have structures on the waterway, but people who just site containers. This is a planned area. We were carved from Tema Metropolitan Assembly, as we are all aware, and Tema is a planned area. So you cannot just site container buildings and all other things anyhow. And the work is ongoing. We've just started. This is just the beginning. So we are trying as much as possible to advise everybody who has built on the waterway to make sure he does it himself, because we are going to go to the Ramsar site. People who just site containers anyhow, people who just put up their buildings without permits are going to suffer. We are going to make sure we take them to court and make sure they destroy it themselves, because it becomes a cost when assembly does all these things. So we are not going to allow them to do whatever they want to do in the community.
Madam, it's interesting that you say that this is just starting. Checks beyond this particular stretch reveal that all the buildings over there have also been marked. It begs, understanding how all of those...
Yeah, I would not say that assembly is not ineffective. We've been giving permits to people, but people have refused to come to the assembly, the reason best known to themselves. Yeah, so the assembly is making all effort to do permits for them. I would not say the assembly is not efficient, but we normally also have to take entry permits from TDC before buildings are put up. But sometimes it delays from TDC. That's how come I could see that people are also doing their own thing, because they are thinking that before you get that entry permit from TDC, it will take a very long time, and it's also expensive. And so why don't I go ahead and do whatever I can do? That is also one of our challenges. Yeah.
My building was built based on technical advice from the NADMO district director. And in fact, I spoke with the regional director as well. And they gave me an advice that a building can come beside a drain when there is a 30 meters or 50 meters away from the drain. So based on that advice, I gathered confidence, and by the aid of the chief, Klagon chief, who takes in charge of this place, and when he allocated the place for me, I said, fine. If NADMO advice is that 30 meters or 58 meters from the drain, I can put up a structure. So if you can see, right from the back of my building, there is a space which is about 50 meters or 30 meters I'm talking about. So based on that advice, that is why I gathered courage to put up this structure.
So why is there stop work on it? Why is there marking on it?
Marking on the, I think it is the inside. There is another structures which they marked on it, stop work, produce permit. But on my structure, there is no evidence of stop work or produce, how do you call it, demolish or something like that.
Looking at this demolition, don't you think yours should be affected?
I don't think it should be affected because I contacted the technical men.
Do you have permits?
I have permit. I've started the process. I have a receipt of what I've started.
Before having permit?
No, I've not finished. I've not finished it yet.
But looking at the level at which it is now, as an assemblyman, you're supposed to have permits.
Well, as the West Chairman of the Assembly, I know permit takes process. It takes process before it is finally approved. You understand?